Salesnetics are specialists in improving business performance by concentrating on sales performance, which obviously sales generate the lifeblood for business and generate profit. What we focus on to begin with, and it depends customer by customer, but a lot of business owners are so busy working on the services and the products that they sell, they've actually lost touch with what it is customers are actually buying. And it's about getting the business managers, business owners to actually really refocus on what are the value propositions, what are the business benefits of those products and services. And we would ask challenging questions at times, because people will keep coming back to the features without actually concentrating on what it is the customer's buying. What will they get from buying that product or service? And that's why it's quite difficult, because it just requires you to actually look at it from a slightly different perspective. Well, actually look at it from the customer's perspective. As to why would I buy this? What are the benefits? What am I going to get from this? And actually getting that communicated very clearly, very succinctly, very almost in plain English, so people can understand it, and so the sales team can understand it, so the whole company can understand what the business's value proposition is. If you want to be successful in business, every interaction that you have has to have the customer at the center of that. So your sales process has to have the customers being the focal point of what you do. Now, there are processes, how do I qualify? How do I move it along the pipeline? How do I renegotiate? How do I negotiate? How do I close? How do I get over objections? All those sort of things that go into a methodology. But there's also the process of how do you talk to clients? How do you get to the crux of their problems? How do you get to decision makers? How is that process embedded? There's research been done recently that industry leaders were asked, sales leaders were asked, how many actually have processes in place? And only 20% said they had processes in place, which is an incredibly low number. But the worst bit was when they were asked how many actually use the process, that number dropped down to 10-15%. It's not about going in and ripping everything out that the business has already got in place and is utilising. It's about reviewing it and seeing it in action. Is it fit for purpose? Are there areas that need to be tweaked? Are there areas that need to be totally redeveloped? So it's a way for the business to actually review what is most appropriate for them, that it makes it more appropriate for the business, so they get a better return on their processes. So they've got better visibility, the sales team have a better understanding of where they are, and having an understanding of where your business is, how qualified it is, what its closure rate is, gives the business confidence to invest in other areas within the business. So it is critical, but you don't have to rip it out. We come in and help develop and make it better for you. But if you do want a new process, then we do have the capability of actually providing you with a complete end-to-end sales process from scratch.